This is Glenn Rice with Clearview Sewer Cams. We're located at 1863 Burleson Avenue, Thousand Oaks, California, 91360. Today is February 10th, 2022. We're performing a video waste and sewer line inspection through a 3-inch cast iron waste line cleanout located at the rear of the house, just to the right of the slider doors. As you exit the sliders, just to the right of the slider doors on the concrete slab. There's our slider doors. This goes out towards the side gate that goes out towards the front of the property. And this is our cast iron clean out here. So we're just going to drop down. We did run a little bit of water from a hose that was out here just to help flush the line. And we're just going to pull back up here a little bit, and we're going to zero out our camera monitor here. Okay, we're just going to drop down a little bit of like a little rock there. It is cast iron waste line. So again, we're just going to go ahead and push through. And we do have another mainline clean out at the front of the house. So what we're going to do is we're going to push through this cast iron waste line, just take a good look at it, and then we're going to relocate ourselves to the front of the house and push through the clean out at the front of the house all the way out to the city sewer tie-in. So again, it does appear that we are in cast iron waste line. So we're just going to get out towards the front of the house, and then once we get out towards the front of the house, we'll pull back and we'll take a good look at the cast iron. It does appear it has a little bit of buildup, a little bit of scaling. Slow down. Going a little bit. It does appear that we're transitioning to what appears to be white PVC sewer piping. It does appear we got a tie in there. What we're going to do is we're going to pause here for a moment. We are transitioning to white PVC sewer piping, and this is just at the front of the house. So again, what we're going to do is we're going to pause here for a moment. Okay, we're going to go ahead and we're just going to push out another 10 feet or so, and then what we're going to do is we're going to pull back, and what we'll do is we'll pull back from there and take a good look. So again, here we're just going to pull back from here, and again we are at the front of the house. So we're going to pull back from here. We're just going to take a good look at our cast iron waste line as we pull back. So again, as I mentioned, we did transition to white PVC sewer piping that had transitioned into black ABS sewer piping, and this is at the front of the house. This is just right outside the front door. So again, we're just going to go ahead and pull back from here, and we're just going to take a good look at the cast iron waste line. We transition back into our cast iron waste line, and again, we do have a little bit of buildup, a little bit of scaling, but everything still seems to be flowing. We did run some water through. There's no still water, no holding water in the cast iron waste line, so everything still seems to be flowing through. So again, we're just going to continue to pull back. The tie in there. Again, we just continue to pull back. I'll push in just a little bit. Okay, we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back from here. We did push back in just to double check that area, but it is basically kind of an eighth bend in the cast iron waste line. So again, we continue to pull back, and we're going to pull up and out of our clean out. And what we're going to do is we're going to pause here and relocate ourselves to the front of the house. So we're going to pause here. Okay, we went ahead and relocated ourselves to the front of the house. And just as you approach the front door, on the brick pavers, on the right-hand side of the brick pavers, we do have a sewer box cover. This is our front door. This goes out towards the front of our property here. And this is we do have a a metal sewer box cover there, and a little concrete box, and we do have a white PVC mainline sewer clean out there. So again, we're going to zero out our camera monitor here. Okay, we went ahead and zeroed out. And again, we do drop down white PVC sewer piping. And we've got a little bit of an offset. Pull back just a little bit. We got a little bit of an offset in that transition there from white PVC sewer piping to black ABS sewer piping. Just as we push in just a little bit, you can see right here we have a little bit of the lip, of the black ABS sewer piping there. A little bit of an offset, a little gap. So we're just going to go ahead and continue to push out. And that joint appeared to be in fair condition. And again, as you can see here, we do have a fairly large offset in this transition here. You can see that the black ABS sewer piping is transitioning back into white PVC sewer piping. And you can see from about the 9 o'clock area all the way around to about the 3 o'clock area, you've got a fairly large shift in that area. So what we're going to do is we're going to push in just a little bit and we're going to mark this area. So we're going to pause here. Okay, we went ahead and located this area at 5 foot 6 inches deep. And again, this is on the right-hand side of the walkway in the front yard, and just at the edge of the grass and the wood shavings. And we did mark it with an orange flag at 5 foot 6 inches deep. So again, we do have a large offset in this transition. So we're going to continue to push out. So again, we did transition to PVC sewer piping. And again, we're transitioning back to black ABS sewer piping. So we're going to pull back just a little bit. A little more. Pull back to our transition. And this area here is our transition. You can see a large offset here. So we're going to push in. We're at 27.2. So we're going to push in. And we're going to continue to push in just to our another offset here. And we're at 30 feet 10 inches at the next offset. So it is approximately a 3 foot section of white PVC sewer piping that had completely shifted. So again, what we'll do is we'll pause here for a moment. Okay, again, we do have a large offset here in the white PVC transitioning to black ABS. It does appear to be black ABS sewer piping. And again, it does appear to be a fairly large offset in this transition. So again, we did mark this area with an orange flag on the right-hand side of the walkway, right next to the curb, and with an orange flag at 5 foot 5 inches deep. And it does appear that we possibly transitioned to what appears to be concrete sewer piping. But again, we're just going to push out a little bit. We'll take a good look at the joints, and that will give us a good indication of concrete sewer piping or possibly vitreous clay sewer piping. But it does appear to be long lengths of between the joints, so that's a good indication that it is concrete sewer piping. So again, we're just going to go ahead and continue to push out. We do got some root intrusion in this area here, so we can we'll pull back just a little bit and pull back a little bit. We're just going to take a look at that area there with the root intrusion, and right in there, push in a little bit slowly. I just want to see here. It does appear that we do have a crack. You can see that we do have a crack on the 5 o'clock area on the concrete sewer piping, and that's not a joint. That's actually a crack in the concrete sewer piping, and the roots are penetrating through that crack. So again, there's a large tree sitting there right at the curb. So that is probably right at the large tree, right underneath the large tree. So again, we're going to go ahead and continue to push out. Yep, pull back. See, I got to see the joint. And that joint appeared to be in fair condition. And here's coming up with another joint here. These joints are approximately 10 to 12 feet apart, and and that joint appears to be in fair condition. We got a little bit of debris on our camera lens. We're going to try to rinse out and rinse it off and get a clear view. Okay, now we're just going to continue to push out. Coming up on another joint, and we'll pull back just a little bit. Very difficult to tell in that joint there. Again, what we'll do is we'll on the way back, we pull back, we'll take a good look at this area, right around 66 feet, 1 inch on our camera monitor. We just got a little bit of buildup on our camera lens. So we do drop down into our city sewer tie-in here. So we're going to rinse our camera lens. We're going to pull back just a little bit. That is our city sewer tie-in. And so we'll pause here for a moment, and we'll mark this area. So we'll pause here. Okay, again, we went ahead and pushed all the way out into our city sewer tie-in, and we did mark the area with an orange dot of paint in the middle of the street at approximately 7 foot, 7 inches deep. And again, we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And again, we're going to pull back slowly, take a good look at the saddle area. That is our saddle area there. Push in just a little bit. It does appear that there's possibly a crack in the saddle here. And again, that is right in the middle of the street at 7 foot 7 inches deep. So again, we're just going to continue to pull back. And again, when I get back to the office, I can blow this up and take a really good look at it. So again, we're just going to continue to pull back. And again, we are in concrete sewer piping. So again, we'll continue to pull back. And that joint appears to be in fair condition. These joints are approximately 12 feet apart. So again, we just continue to pull back. And that joint appeared to be in fair condition. Again, we're going to continue to pull back to approximately this area here, right around our root intrusion. And we're going to pull back just a little, pause there for a moment. Okay, again, we do have the root intrusion, and that is just right in our parkway. We do have a tree sitting there, and that is where the root intrusion is coming in from. So again, we're going to continue to pull back. And again, that joint appeared to be in fair condition. And then we're going to pull back to where we transition to our white PVC, and we're going to pause here for a moment. We're going to push back out just a little bit, and pause here, pull back just a little bit, right there. Oh. Okay, again, as I mentioned, we do have an offset in this transition. We did mark it with an orange flag, again, on the right-hand side of the walkway in the grass. And again, we're going to pull back just a little bit. And we're going to pause here for a moment. Okay, again, as I mentioned, we do have another offset in this transition here. And again, we did mark it with an orange flag on the right-hand side of the walkway. Again, as you pull back, you can see that fairly large gap there at the top from about the 9 o'clock area going all the way around to about the 3 o'clock area. And that pipe there is going to continue to shift and eventually will cause a stoppage and drain. So the sewer will be draining out into the soil. So again, we're going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And again, we are on black ABS sewer pipe. So we continue to pull back. And then here is this area here as we push in just a little bit. Right about there, you can see that we do have a little bit of a offset in that transition from white PVC to black ABS sewer piping. Again, just a little bit of a gap there. So again, we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And we're going to pull up and out of our clean out. And that will conclude our video waste and sewer line inspection.